Thanks, Val. Thank you, everyone. Good morning. Let's go ahead and get started just like usual. So we're finding that length through our spine, really stacking our vertebrae, finding that space in between. We're going to chin tuck back for 10. Let's get ready and begin. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's maintain that length. Readjust. Head turns. 10 total. Ready? Begin. 1. Back to center. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, next part of our warm-up, we've got 30 seconds each move, no rest in between, 4 exercises. We're going to do the A, B, and then A, B, C, D. So 4 exercises, 2 times for the first 2, 2 times for the second 2, and then 1 time all together. Our first one we're starting with is our 4 count cherry picker. So wider than shoulder width apart, we're reaching outwards, middle, and then inwards, and then we're going to bring it up. Okay, let's get ready and begin. Here we go. So we're warming up our hips, the back side of our body. We should feel that nice stretch through the back of our legs as we reach out, middle, and then inwards and up. We have 5 more seconds here. 2 and 1. Now we're going to go side, side, forward, and or back, back. Okay, side, side, back, back, side, side, back, back, side. And next, we're going to go back to our 4 count cherry pickers. 1, 2, 3, and up. Ten more seconds here, then we're going back to the side, sides, back, back. 3, 2, and 1. Back to that side, side, back, back. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so next we're going to cross body punch. Let's get some rotation in. Feel that nice stretch through our midsection as we twist and pivot. Just our warm up here, priming our body for the work to come. 3, 2, and 1. And now we have our, boy, guys, I can't read my side lateral shift to go. Oh, okay, so here we go. Sorry, I couldn't read my own writing. I'm still setting up the printer in the new house. Going nice and wide. All right, we're shifting our hip from side to side, and we're reaching towards our opposite foot with that opposite hand, feeling that nice stretch through our hips here. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, back to that cross and pivot. 3, 2, and 1. And now back to that wide stance. Reach, reach. Okay, we're trying to get that length and that straightened leg on the opposite side so we feel that nice stretch. You don't actually have to reach down toward at your foot, just wherever your body wants to take you here, where you feel a nice stretch through those hips. We're going to go back to the top with our cherry pickers next. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Back to the top. One round through of all 4. Three, 2, and 1. Back to that side, side, back, back. All right, back to our cross body punches. Ten more seconds here, then we're going to that lateral shift. 3, 2, 1. Step it out a little wider. Reach, reach. So lengthening one leg, bending the other as we reach towards that foot with our opposite hand. Three, 2, and 1. Okay, 6-minute warm up done. Now we're going to go into, today we have 3 12-minute blocks. We're going to have a strength set for the first 3 and a cardio at the end of it. Okay, so 3 strength moves, then a cardio, 3 rounds through, 12 minutes each. Our first block is just like in our warm up, that lateral shift. So we're going to be nice and wide, okay, with our feet, our stance here. We're going to grab a weight, 2 if you have light weights, 1 if it's a little bit heavier here. And we're just going to do what we did in our warm up, but now we're going to do it with a little bit of weight. We're going to slow it down, okay, and we're going to drive up on that bent leg to engage our glute each time, okay? So we're going to do that first, and then we're going to go into single arm rows on each side, okay? And then we're going to go into our cardio move. And this first one, we're going to do a opposite knee and punch. Okay, opposite knee and punch. And if you're advanced, maybe you want to kick. Okay, that's up to you if you want to kick or do your knee, okay? Excuse me, my allergies this week. All right, starting with our lateral shift. All right, wide stance here. If you're seated, by the way, we're here. Tap, tap, okay? Let's get ready. Lateral shift in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Wide stance, sink it back. Really trying to make that mind muscle connection on that leg that's driving back up. All right, we're working one leg at a time by driving up. Ten more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, single arm rows are next. So if you're seated, you could do this from a, I think it's probably best to come out to the side here. Okay, if you're standing, we'll just bend over on our chair here. Okay, pulling that weight back towards your pocket. Elbow stays close to the body. You're trying to make that mind muscle connection with your lat, that large muscle group on the back of the rib cage. That's what's initiating this movement, even though we see the arm moving. The muscles in the arm are secondary in this movement pattern. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're going to set up for the other side. All right, let's get ready in 3, 2, and 1. Keeping my hips towards the floor here. All right, I'm not letting one come up towards the ceiling. I'm trying to keep them squared. So I pull that weight towards my pocket. Thinking about that lat muscle. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's put our weight aside. We're going to go into our cardio component. So remember, knee and opposite hand, okay, or kick. You could do this seated as well, okay? Here we go. Halfway. We're going back to the top after this one. 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, back to that lateral shift. So we're going nice and wide with those feet. 1 or 2 weights depending on how heavy they are. Ready? And begin. So sinking back, driving through that leg bend. Trying to really squeeze the glute at the top here. Really trying to keep my belly button pulled back towards my spine. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're moving on to our low row here again. All right, so split stance, pulling it back towards my pocket. Let's get ready. Core engaged, hips squared, and begin. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and one. All right. Get ready for that other side. We start in 10. Okay, let's get ready and begin. Good. Pulling that belly button back towards the spine. My hips are squared. I'm really trying to dial into my lat muscle. Again, that large muscle group that sits behind the rib cage in the back. We're going back to our cardio move next. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're gonna put that weight down. Remember, we have either your knee and punch, opposite leg and arm, or you can kick it, okay? Seated or standing, ready? And begin. Just past halfway, and we have one more round before we move on. Two and one. Okay, one more round. Back to that lateral shift. All right, wide stance here. All right, come to a side view this round here. Let's get ready and begin. Sinking back, drive it up. Other side. So we're really looking as we're focused on that bent knee and trying to make that muscle contraction as we come back up to that standing. We're also thinking about that long stretch on the opposite leg, okay? So muscle contraction on one leg, and we're getting a nice little stretch on the other. Three, two, and one. Excellent. Back to our final set of single arm rows on both sides. All right, my hips are squared, meaning I'm not rotating my hip out when we row. I'm keeping it this way, all right? Here we go, and begin. Pull it into that pocket. Check in, are you pulling that belly button back towards your spine? Are you trying to connect to your lat muscle? Even if the mind muscle connection is not that strong, stay focused on it, stay present with it, because the more we do it and the more we actually think about what we're doing when we're doing it, the stronger that connection becomes. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, sit it down. We'll get ready for the other side here. Go in 10. All right, let's get ready in 3, 2, and 1. Halfway. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, final exercise for this block. Back to our opposite hand and foot pattern. We can either do that knee drive or that kick as we punch. Ready? And begin. Ten more seconds. 2 and 1. All right, 12-minute block 1 done. On to the next. Okay, so our next set, we did these last week. Okay, you can have a chair next to you here to hold on to at your side with one hand. We're going to do lunges, or you can hold on to a chair in front of you, the back of the chair in front of you for this, okay? If you're holding that chair in front of you, we're just working on one leg, okay? So if I'm going to work on this is my left leg, I'm going to step back with my right, drop that knee down and bring it back, okay? All on the same leg, because the next 45 seconds we're going to be doing the other, okay? So hold the chair from the front, maybe from the side if you're a little more sure of yourself with your balance, okay? You can just hold it from the side. And if you're advanced, you may not hold on to anything. You may even hold on to some weights, okay? So one side then the other, and then we're going to do an overhead press. Okay, so we're going to do neutral grip overhead press. All right, if you need an option here, you can do a front raise. Okay, so if you need an option, let's try a front raise right here. Okay, you could even alternate. Okay, whatever feels like it's good for your shoulders. Okay, and then our cardio move is we're going to do half jacks. Okay, so we're going to flex our foot and lift it up with a flexed foot, leading through the heel, okay? Getting into our glute medius a little bit more. All right, guys, we're gonna start with that reverse lunge. Remember, and if you're seated, you're at that seated leg press all on one leg, okay? All right, here we go. We're gonna step back reverse lunge, all on the same leg in 3, 2, and 1. All right, so I'm gonna step it back, drop that back knee down, drive it up, return. So remember, we're working the front leg, okay? Right here, when I come up, I'm engaging here and here, and then returning. The weight is in the heel of my foot as I drive back up and come back, drive up and then come back in, okay? Weight's in the heel. Use the chairs if you need it. 2 hands, 1 hand. Use the weight if you need that. 2 and 1. Woo. Other leg. And remember, our time is just a guide. If you need to do less time and have a little more recovery, please do so. That's totally fine, okay? Work on the quality of your work over the quantity. Ready? Begin. Other side. So remember, it's that foot that's grounded into the ground that's the leg we're working. Okay, it's not the moving leg. Or the moving foot, I should say, rather, because both legs are actually moving, right? Three, 2, and 1. Okay. Next, we're gonna go into our shoulder presses in a neutral grip. That means their knuckles are facing out to the side. Our elbows are slightly forward. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. So 45 seconds gets too long for you. Maybe consider one at a time, okay? Remember, you could also do your front raise as an option. If you're standing, core is engaged, I'm squeezing my glutes. I'm giving myself a nice, strong, stable foundation to press these weights up. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Okay. Weights aside, we're going to do a flexed foot half jack today, okay? This will get into our glute medius a little more. Ready? And begin. You might start to feel a little intensity through your shoulders by going halfway up. I feel a little burn at the top of your shoulders. Feel a little stretch in your inner thigh and groin area. And a little work on those side glutes. Heart rate might feel elevated here. And that's what we're looking for. A little bit of an elevation here. 2, and 1. Woo! Round 1, we're going back to our lunges, guys. Let's get ready. All on one leg first. And begin. Step it back, drop that back knee down, drive up through the heel, return. Trying to make that mind muscle connection through that front leg, the glute and the quadricep. Halfway. Make use of your options if you need it. This is a tough block. 2, and 1. Whew. Take a breather. Remember, you can take a little extra recovery if you need it here, okay? Set up for that other side. Let's get ready and begin. Here we go. Other leg. Halfway. Work at your own pace. And remember, the quality of your movement is the most important thing. We want to execute these with good form. So take your time. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Back to our pressing next. Remember, you could also front raise. And on either of those, if you need to alternate it to save some energy, try that, okay? Here we go. Ready? Begin. My core is tight. I'm squeezing my glutes. Halfway. Check in. Is your core tight? Are you squeezing those glutes hard? 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, calf jacks. Starting to feel that heat now, guys. Remember, we're flexing our foot. Ready? Begin. Here we go. Leading with the heel, right? Don't let those toes rotate outward. You want the heel to be what's coming up and out to the side first. Woo. And time on that. One more round. Let's lean in hard for this last round. We're almost through it. Then we just have one more block to go through. All right, back to our reverse lunges. Ready? Begin. Ten more seconds this side. 3, 2, and 1. Whew, shake it out. One more set of these, guys. All right, here we go. Last set. 3, 2, and 1. We're almost there. Final 10 seconds. 2, and 1. Okay, those lunges are done. Take a deep breath. We've got those overhead presses next. You can alternate them. You got your front raises you can choose. Here we go. 2, and 1. Core tight, glutes tight. Ooh. Halfway. 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Oh my. Whew. Back to that flexed foot. Remember, it's the heel that's leading it. So we're not toe out, right? We're flexed foot out. Here we go. Ready? And begin. Flex, flex. Ooh. Halfway. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and one. Nice work. Woo. Woo, felt that one, guys. Okay, recover. We've got one more 12-minute block to go through. Let's take a drink, catch your breath. Last exercise today is going to be a deadlift / hinge pattern. So what it's going to look like is my feet are going to come about hip, in between hip and shoulder here. My toes are forward, okay? And I want you to see, it's like our pick it up and put it away, that ground to overhead, okay? So my hips go back, right? My thighs go back, okay? My head comes forward, but I'm nice and neutral, and then I'm gonna drive up, okay? I'm not gonna come all the way up. We're gonna keep time under tension today, so it's gonna look like this. Drive up, and I'm holding still slightly bent. That means I'm still engaging my glutes when I go back down. Drive up, still engaging, and back down, okay? So we're gonna go like this versus this. Okay, you see that difference? It's like I'm coming all the way up. I'm coming out of glute activation here. We're just gonna come almost all the way up and then go back down, okay? So that's our first move. Then we're gonna go into bicep curls. If you want, we can do a balance with this. Okay, we're halfway, we switch, or maybe a march. I'm gonna let you choose which one you wanna do, if you wanna balance or march it. And then after that, two options here. Because not everyone might be able to do an overhead tricep extension depending on shoulder mobility. We can do our triceps like this. Seated might be a good option here so that you can focus on keeping those elbows close to the head. We don't want them to flare out like this. We want them to stay nice and close to the body. If this is very uncomfortable, your option is going to be with 2 dumbbells or kick back, okay? And then our last one, slip rope squat, oldie but goodie, okay? All right, this is our final set of work today. We're gonna start with that time under tension deadlifts. Remember, we're not coming all the way out of it, all right? And you're still gonna do your seated leg press. You're gonna do it again and get double sets if you're seated today, like we did with that reverse lunge. All right, so let's go ahead and grab our weight for our deadlift. I'm gonna hold my dumbbell just like this. All right, that's how I'm gonna hold it. Or if you have 2 because it's a lighter dumbbell, you're gonna hold 2 side by side like that, okay? Remember, hips or feet are about hip to shoulder width apart. Let's get ready and begin. All right, so we're gonna lower down, press those heels up, come almost all the way up, glutes are engaged, and then lower it right back down. So see how I'm trying to keep my spine nice and neutral here. Focus on pushing my heels into the ground, squeezing the glutes on the way up, almost all the way up, but not completely. Ten more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, bicep curls are next. I'm gonna do the march, but if you wanna do half here and then half on the other, you can do that, okay? Let's get ready and begin. Halfway, you need to switch. Whew. 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Might have to lower my weights next round on those. That was tough for me. Okay. So now we have your overhead tricep extension. Remember, you can take this into a kickback, right? I'm gonna sit here so I can focus on keeping my arms in straight alignment. And if you're doing those kickbacks, remember those elbows stay glued to the rib cage. You're only moving through the elbow joint, so the shoulders are quiet. It's just the elbow. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, slip rope squat, our cardio move. Bottom of round 1. Guys, I'm sweating today. Whew. All right, Tuffy, here we go. Slip rope it, going under that rope and over, under and over, right? We're getting a lot of lateral movements in today to work on our glute needs for balance and knee health. Ten more seconds, and we go back to that deadlift. 3, 2, and 1. Oh. Woo! Round 1. You're gonna go back to that deadlift pattern. Remember, you can always start a little late, stop a little early if you need to. Grab onto our weight or weights. Feet hip to shoulder width. Here we go. Almost all the way up. So at the very top end, there's still some bend in our hips and our knees, so we can keep our glutes engaged. Nice neutral spine. I'm looking at some point at the floor in front of me to keep my neck in good alignment with the rest of my spine. Pressing through the heels, making that mind muscle connection in the glutes. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Bicep curl march is next. I'm just grabbing a lighter pair of dumbbells. My first pair is way too heavy. 3, 2, and 1. Past halfway. Sorry, I forgot if you're doing the balance. 3, 2, and 1. Now remember, kickbacks, you can be right here, okay? Just through that elbow joint, okay? Or you can do an overhead extension, preferably seated. Ready? Here we go. Past halfway. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. All right. Slip rope, squats, coming up. Let's get ready, guys. Me too. Hot, hot, hot. Here we go. Sweep it under and over. Under and over. Feel how that weight shifts to one side of the leg, one leg, and then it shifts to the other. We've got 10 more seconds here, and then just one more round to get through. Whew. 5, 3, 2, and 1. One more round. One more round. Back to that deadlift pattern. Again, we're not coming all the way up. We're only coming almost all the way up, okay? Here we go, last set. Either hip to shoulder width apart, hips come back. By pushing our hips back, we have to lean forward a little more. Driving through the heels, squeezing the glutes, coming almost all the way up, but not all the way up. Halfway. Ten seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, okay, nice work. Bicep march or balance. Ready? And begin. Here we go. Keep those elbows close to the rib cage. Halfway. Ten seconds. 5, 2, and 1. Oh my, oh my. Back to our triceps again, either our kickbacks, moving just through that elbow, okay? Or our overhead tricep extensions. Let's get ready and begin. You're doing this variation with me, really trying to make sure those elbows stay close to the head. Don't let them flare out to the sides. Halfway. Ten more seconds. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, final exercise, guys. That slip rope squat, that imaginary rope, we've got to step under and over. Here we go. This is it. Last 45. Ready? Begin. Under and over. Halfway. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Oh my, nice work, guys. Yes. Whew, take a moment here. Let's go ahead and get a drink. We're just gonna cool down here. This longer blocks got me today. So we'll start from the top down, okay? We're gonna start with a upper trap neck stretch here, okay? Just gently pulling on the side of the head. I'm reaching down with those fingertips on the elongated arm. Feeling that stretch all through the side here. And then same thing, other side, just gently pressing and pulling. Excellent. And then from here, let's go ahead and get our shoulders, the back of the shoulder and the top of the shoulder by pulling our arm across and down. Okay, so we don't want our ear and our shoulder to come up towards one another. We want to keep that space in between here. All right, and this is where I like to visualize that space between our spine and that scapula, that space in between where those muscles are underneath there. Now, same thing, other side. All right. Now, we're going to go into a lateral side bend. So we're going to reach, feel this nice stretch through the side of the body, all the way down to our hip. You can hold on with the opposite hand like I am, pulling on that wrist slightly, or you can keep it down, whatever feels better. And then let's twist it to the other side. Or not twist it, but move to the other side. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. I don't know if that, every once in a while I get a phone call. I don't know if that blocks me from your view or not. Okay, moving down the body, we're gonna get our hamstrings. So use your chair, prop your heel up. We're gonna stretch out the back of the leg here. You can also do this from the floor here, seated or standing, if that is a better option for you, okay? Whatever feels right. You're looking to feel that stretch through the back of the leg. And when you're ready, same thing, other side. Excellent. And then last but not least, our big inhale up. Exhale, palms together. One more time. Exhale. And thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's class. Boy, that was a toughie. So as always, let me know if you have any questions or anything like that. I'm here. Yeah, that I am not sure how to strengthen the back of the knees. Boy, I would just, yeah, that's a tricky one. Yeah, I mean, I would think your best bet is you're going to strengthen all the muscles around that joint, right? So your calf muscles, you could do things like calf raises. That's going to be below the knee, right? And then when we do our squats, and maybe you're better off strengthening your quadriceps, this muscle above your knee, by doing seated if the back of your knees are really sore, okay, something like this. And then the other thing I would say is when we do our hinges, where we're not locked out, like I'm not locked out in my knees. You see that's locked out, right? I have a little bend to them, and then my hips are pushing back. I'm going to keep my fingertips close to my shins so that I can really focus on engaging my hamstrings and glutes on the way up here, just like this. So I would say work on these three muscles that all are around the knee joint. That would be my suggestion, but you know, I'm not a physical therapist or anything. It just seems like if your muscles surrounding the joint are strong, then there's a better chance that you'll feel more strength at the joint. Yeah, you know, and hiking can be, sometimes hiking is tough because you're on like the unstable ground, right? Like, you know, there might be
Right.
or dirt paths or rocks or things like that. So yeah, sometimes you can strain yourself by, you know, walking on inclines and things like that. As far as depending on how it feels, you know, just if it feels really injured, I would just, you know, use caution, give yourself a little recovery, you know, maybe just take your joints, your ankle joints through their range of motion as they feel better, and do your circles and your flexing and pointing. And if you just did it, it might be a matter, and if it's minor, like you still felt like you could get through today's workout, it may recover, you know, quickly. I would say if it's still bothering you after, you know, a couple weeks, that maybe that's time to, you know, talk to your doctor to see if there's anything else they can do for it. But if it just feels like it's on its way out, just you know, work on some mobility through your ankles and stretching through your hamstrings and whatnot, and just try to you know, and even your stretches through here, as long as it doesn't cause you pain, right? Our soleus stretches this one here when I'm trying to keep that back heel down, right? Trying to keep that back heel down, and I'm stretching all right through here. Okay, so as long as it doesn't cause pain and you feel like you can do some stretches, maybe even like a, see that? I'm still keeping my heel down on the floor here, but I'm just popping that knee forward and I'm getting a dynamic stretch here, stretch with movement. Okay, so again, only if it's like, you know, I don't want to tell you to do an exercise if you're like, ow, you know, like I'm in a lot of pain. That wouldn't be okay. But you know, as long as it feels like you've it's just sore or something like that, and you're working through it, then try some stretches and some joint mobility movement.